Hyperloop One, a company working to develop the futuristic transportation technology, announced the closing of $80 million in financing and said it plans to conduct a full system test before the end of the year.
Today we demonstrated the full-scale propulsion system, which is actually a component that will go into the full-scale system we built here in North Las Vegas at the end of this year. This was actually a very major technical achievement. This was a custom-designed linear electric motor in which our engineers did a lot of work to create the propulsion system we just demonstrated.
A Hyperloop would whisk passengers and cargo in pods through a low-pressure tube at speeds of up to 750 miles per hour. Maglev technology would levitate the pods to reduce friction in the city-to-city system, which would be fully autonomous and electric-powered. Hyperloop One builds off a design by Elon Musk, who suggested a Hyperloop would be cheaper, faster, and more efficient than high-speed rail projects, including the one built in California. Various high-tech gadgets are on display at the Consumer Electronics Show Asia 2016 in Shanghai. Virtual reality products have become popular in recent years, especially the video game industry. With animated visuals, audio, and the ability to see their actions, participants can immerse themselves in a three-dimensional video game world. Though the technology is still relatively new, it has great potential for development.
Here in the marketplace, there's a long ways to go in the content side, and I think, movie studios, advertisers, brand managers, and others are starting to learn how to work, within the confines of what's currently been created from a device standpoint, so that they can really fully exploit, all the, the wealth of things that will be created through, the growing and expanding VR industry.
The exhibition has attracted many startups from China and abroad. Gael and his partner founded their company 18 months ago in France and created a light electric skateboard that can travel up to 25 kilometers an hour. They decided to explore these Chinese markets because they saw a growing number of Chinese riding skateboards.
We decided to make electric skateboards to get the sensation we had on the surf, by the sea, or on the mountain with the ski. In the city. We want to find the sensation of surfing inside the city.
Face recognition devices were also on display at this year's exhibition. In the past, the technology behind face recognition was complicated, but now it can be applied to real-life situations, such as caring for the elderly or children. CES Asia 2016 is being held at the Shanghai New International Expo Center. More than 300 companies from 23 countries and regions across the globe displayed their products at the event. The dangers of head trauma have become an area of major concern in contact sports, and in the brain band, Alan Pierce and Braden Wilson believe they've come up with a device to objectively flag up the potential for concussion. The device, a thick black headband hiding a removable tech pack, has colored LED lights which indicate the G-force of the hit, as well as rotation of the head from yellow through the orange up to the red for a high alert.
Here you go, boys.
The brain band uses the latest smart technology to assess and transmit the extent of a head knock. The next stage is to work on a production model that can be delivered at a price which will enable it to feature at all levels of contact sport within the next few years, not just at the top of the game. Head injuries have become a touchstone for criticism of contact sports in recent years, particularly with regard to American football in the United States.
We had to create a product that spoke to them in a language they understood, and that's why we went for the headband form factor, because we're already introducing some new technology and we didn't want to create a gimmick or something that was unfamiliar. And we wanted to also create something that would be seen to be worn with pride, so something that was a crown and not a bandage, something that was symbolic of a gladiator, as our modern day sports players are. And through that, we're hoping that that would filter through to the younger players as well.
The National Football League last April settled a lawsuit brought by 5,000 former players who accused it of covering up the dangers of concussions. The league acknowledged for the first time the link between the degenerative brain condition known as chronic traumatic encephalopathy and repeated concussions on the field.